I'm James from a band called The Miserable Rich.
And I've already posted my review of The Miserable Rich. It's online.
Okay, right now.
And yeah, it's online now. But that's why everything's chaos. And what I said...
It's so fast. You're so fast.
We're fast.
Fast?
Yeah, we are fast, yeah. What I've said is that you are probably the surprise of the festival. Because I tell you what, I did not know The Miserable Rich before I came.
That's quite common.
It's quite bad. Right? And then how I came across you, I was getting a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh fuck. I didn't care.
Yeah. I don't care, I want coffee.
Yeah.
I need caffeine
Yeah.
right now, okay?
And then I heard your music.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I cared.
That's nice. That's good.
You did a brilliant set.
Better than caffeine. Got a new buzzword.
Yeah.
Buzz phrase.
Yeah. You did a brilliant set. And then you've just said to me that you didn't have your cellist.
Yeah. Can't be with us today. And he's been involved in the early days of this project. Originally it was just a solo project, and then I started working with him, and then I started working with Mike, the violinist.
Right.
So not having him here is always like, and you'd love him.
Why isn't he here?
Because he's got a problem with his elbow at the moment.
Oh, right, okay.
So he can't.
Because you've just mentioned the violinist.
Mike Siddell. It's extraordinary, isn't he?
It's fucking incredible.
Yeah. He felt he had an off gig.
Did he?
Yeah, talking about raising the bar.
Do you know Sophie Solomon?
No, I don't know Sophie Solomon.
Yeah.
Is she nice?
Yeah, she's a good violinist.
No, I don't. I mean, I don't tend to. Maybe that's why you haven't heard of us. But I'm not so much of a scenester. I like to sort of. I mean, we know quite a lot. I grew up in a musician's family, so my father was a professional drummer, and I grew up around lots of musicians. So I don't tend to get too excited about going and hanging out with musicians. They're my friends, but I don't Google them.
The other thing that I noticed was that a lot of the guys in the band play lots of different instruments, which is always noteworthy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because of what you've just said.
The cellist plays a fantastic piano as well.
Yeah.
I can stop calling him the cellist. Will, we love you, brother, wherever you are right now. Somewhere hot, I think. Recuperating. Have you read that Luke Haynes book?
No.
Because he refers to the cellist all the time.
Oh, I see. Is that where it's coming from?
Yeah. The cellist. He never gets a name. So it's not like that with Will.
But you've got this. I'm just trying to imagine what your sound would be like. So you had the double bass, you had the violin. So add a cello in there, and then you've got the.
It's
drums.
a kind of chamber. We're a chamber band, I suppose.
Yeah.
But I don't really like the term chamber pop.
No.
It sounds too much like chamber pot to me.
But it sounds like it's up itself.
Yeah, but there are definitely chamber elements to it. I think we're all kind of interested in different things. The bass player's a real jazzer. The guitarist likes his rock. Don't all guitarists.
Yeah.
And I was brought up on soul and jazz and lots of other influences.
So, I'm sorry to ask you all these really basic questions, but it's
all right.
I don't know.
You're just trying to get some grasp.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
You're just trying to get a foothold here, man. Yeah. Don't put pressure on yourself. It's all right. It's cool.
Whereas so you hear this brilliant sound, and I thought, hang on, I don't know anything about you. So when did you guys start?
We started in 2007. And we're on our third album, which we recorded in the most haunted stately home in Britain,
which is where?
Blickling Hall.
It's where,
and I thought that there'd be a lot of practical jokes played, and we got to the end of the recording, there was still no practical jokes played. So I managed to convince them that there was a ghost in the room when I was recording in the bedroom where the 5th Viscount died after a duel. Apparently he was a fantastic duelist, and he didn't realise that the person who he called out was a left-hander, and he got pierced in the stomach, and apparently took 2 days to die in this room. So we recorded the vocal to one song, Imperial Lines, which we didn't play yet, but we're going to play tonight. I recorded it in that bedroom, and they couldn't see me, and I had an app, really, really crap, that I sang the lyrics in, and I put them in the wrong order so that it would be, they couldn't figure it out. I put them in the wrong order, and I, put on one of those voice changers, and it was like Ghost. And every time I came, I just play it and then sing the line. So it's really difficult to sing the vocal without laughing. but they were all going. And I could hear them. I could hear them on the headphones. What's that sound? What's that? What's going on there? What's that? There's definitely something coming through. There's a bleed or something from another track. Yeah, but it's the vocal. But it's in the wrong order. Anyway, yeah, for about half a day, I had them convinced that they'd recorded a ghost, and then we went back to the rest of the band, and they all just looked at me. I don't know whether this is going to come across, this look, but they gave me the look, and basically, I'm not that great an actor. So yeah, I started giggling, and that was the end of that. But we did have some spooky occurrences. We were picking up on the mics German radio signals, which is perhaps not that unusual. But then we heard.
Hang on, I think that is quite unusual.
It was quite weird.
Yes.
It was quite weird. And then we heard, and they were German mics, and they were vintage German mics from Germany. I suppose that's the best place to get German mics that are vintage. And then we started hearing Giggs is on the wing, he's crossing, and Manchester United weren't playing that night. So that was quite weird. The engineer kept seeing faces at the window, but maybe he was just overtired. I don't know. But I mean, really for us, you know, we're not the Rolling Stones, so going recording in a stately home was quite a bonus. And there's a sort of series of documentaries that we made online about it, showing the Blickling Hall kind of thing. So, yeah, there's only one band, thankfully, called the Miserable Rich, so it's fairly easily to find.
That's a good name.
Yeah.
Because it's so distinctive. So that's your third album.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's out.
Mm-hmm. It's out on a little Manchester label called Humble Soul, and it's also out in Europe. We're kind of a bit better known in Germany and Austria and Switzerland and France. So we've been touring a hell of a lot over the last year.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is kind of like almost holiday time because we're just playing a few festivals over the summer.
So you know was it the last song?
Ringing the Changes.
Which
there's an amazing video for that one that somebody made.
One about dark. One about
Dance, My Love, Dance Through the Long Dark Night.
Yes.
Through our black circumstance.
Who wrote that?
I did. Well, we did, you know.
Who wrote the lyrics?
I wrote the lyrics. I wanted to, because we were doing this ghost-themed album in haunted houses, I thought it was an opportunity to write about some of the things that are difficult to write about, like not just love, but sex, le petit mort, and death and elements like that. Actually, writing about ghosts is easy because it's kind of lives. That's why they're stories. But I thought it would be an opportunity to do something I always wanted to do, which was write a song for my own funeral. So the idea of that song is the first verse is a goodbye to your partner, one more dance. The second verse is goodbye to your friends, let's drink while we can and enjoy ourselves. The third verse is for the band, or maybe it's a halftime team talk. It's like, dance, my boys, and a fighting song. And then it gets more and more frenetic, and then there's a kind of day in the life breakdown, and then it comes back, and the very little reprise at the end is me saying goodbye to myself, saying, you know, sort of existential sort of thing. So goodbye to your memories, to your feelings, to who you are, as the soul wanders off or whatever.
I was very moved.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
And also, I was very struck by the bigness of the lyrics. And what I mean by that is, you know how like some things in life, they just have like really small words.
Yeah.
But they're really big things.
Yeah. Yeah. I try not to put any big words in because I don't want to have people disenfranchised. There you go, there's a big word for you. But I don't want people to feel like they're not connected to it. So the words have to be fairly simple. They need to be mundane words that anyone can relate to.
Yeah.
But the big things are things that we all understand. So if you start using big, clever words for them, then they lose their power, I think. Then only a very small group of people can understand them.
I kind of think that those big things are big in a particular way. actually.
In what particular way do you think that they're big?
Well, I think that some people feel the weight of these things in different ways, and in your music, I hear what you've said, but I also hear all that other stuff too.
Yeah.
And it's there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think as a singer, it's your job to engage people and let them let go of what they're thinking of and indulge in the mood, the emotion. There has to be a bit of melodrama, and you have to be quite a dramatic character, I think, to do it. But you have to also feel unashamed. That song actually mentions unashamedly dance. Just let it go.
There's a lot of freedom, isn't there, in your music? So the way that your music evolves, it evolves in a really big way, doesn't it?
Yeah, we used to be more precise.
Open.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
We used to be more precise and controlled, and we also used to be a bit littler. But certainly, it's the louder bits, if you like, have got bigger and louder and more intense. We've always made challenges for ourselves. So the first album we did without a drummer, just because it would be more difficult to express. The second album, because the first album we thought maybe it would be the only one we did, we got lots of friends in, so I think there's like 18 guest players on it. The second album, the rules were changed. Everything had to be played by us. Everyone had to play at least 2 instruments, including myself. Everybody had to sing on it. And then the third album, because we did this going away to a stately home and recording ghost themes, we thought, okay, we've made enough of a challenge for ourselves, so we threw the kitchen sink at it and went, okay, we can have a drummer, we can have electric guitars, and we can have grand pianos and things. So we didn't limit ourselves quite so much, and that was very enjoyable.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as I said, we've been told to wrap it up. No. Oh, that's
no.
Oh,
no. Okay.
If you guys had a time limit you wanted to stick to.
No, I did say to the band that I'd meet them at 10:02, so that we
so
drive
we've
over, but they won't be there at 10:02.
Okay,
So
that's
I don't see why I should be.
Yeah.
I'm just dad, basically.
I'm the lead singer.
I'm dad, yeah. I'm driving.
So
this is the last one until I go on stage again.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So hang on, when are you on stage again?
At 8:15, and we'll be playing a few songs that we didn't play before.
Really? Okay.
No, that's at the Arc.
Yeah, but who are you going to have up on that acoustic set?
That's not acoustic.
Oh, isn't it?
No, it's going to be full lineup. Same deal, but different songs. That's all. We're going to play some other songs. Otherwise, what's the point doing the same set twice?
Yeah, I agree.
For ourselves as much as for anybody who might see both sets. Not expecting everybody to, go and see us again.
Oh, I'm going down.
Oh,
I can't wait.
You are.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
No, I can't wait.
Good.
So, what does being dad entail?
It generally entails a lot of nagging. And answering questions that you've already told them about several times.
Oh, that's like
yeah.
Dad.
Why remember things when you can ask again?
Yeah, you're so
why
right.
bother? Why bother with that?
Oh, you remember?
I do when I'm working, and I'm not working. I quite often forget things. Yeah. It's a bit different. I mean, I guess it's a bit like in your job. You probably remember people's names.
I don't remember people's names ever.
Anyway, okay.
No.
Okay. Well, yeah. Socially, I'm much worse at remembering people's names because I'm kind of offline. Got to get your brain a rest occasionally.
I remember other stuff.
Yeah, good.
I remember music.
That's good. I sometimes remember the lyrics that I've written.
Have you ever had to make them up?
Yes, many times. Yeah. I get quite often people are like, "Oh, what was that word that you put in there? Was that a word?" Because it's very obviously metered. Our stuff and rhymes, kind of nursery rhyme format. So, yeah, I quite often have to think of another rhyme because I'm just like... And also because I spend a lot of time I make a lot of eye contact with people in the audience, and that sometimes makes me think about things, like think about what they're thinking and what they're feeling, and suddenly I'm like, oh, I'm in the middle of a song. But I think most musicians have that. But the rest of the band mostly keep their eyes closed, so someone's got to look out.
Yeah, I did notice that. You know what you said about your dad being a professional drummer?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was a session drummer for the BBC Light Orchestra, and he played with lots of greats like Dusty Springfield and Eartha Kitt, and then he started renting out musical instruments because he had a family and he couldn't keep going on tours. So he started the first musical hire company in London, and so I grew up around lots of big famous stars coming in and borrowing equipment, sort of Eric Clapton and Sting, and I mean I could go on, but it gets a bit boring. Yeah. So you get kind of. It means I don't get really sort of. I don't get confused very much when I meet big famous musicians, but I'm completely pathetic when I meet comedians. I'm like, your job is to be funny.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Oh my god. I met Noel Fielding and I was just like, oh, Noel Fielding. And so yeah, it completely evaporates when I meet, I guess it's different if you meet big sports stars because you don't necessarily expect them to be verbose or eloquent. So yeah, you don't really worry about it. And we met Boris Becker at the airport, and he was a nice guy, very big guy. I suppose you would expect that. But yeah, when it comes to comedians, I'm 5 years old.
Do you know Bill Hicks?
Yeah, of course.
American
Yeah, I actually met Bill Hicks actually at university. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Show my age.
Because we did a big thing with Steve Hicks.
Okay.
Yeah, because we do comedy as well.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and that was just. It was kind of heartbreaking actually because I suppose because Bill Hicks was so brave, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And really
And
insightful.
confrontational.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not scared to say.
But very easygoing around a pool table, I noticed. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. He was really, very charming and
The thing that I noticed about
urbane.
meeting Steve and other members of his family was how well loved he was. Bill Hicks was adored by his family.
Yeah. There's a great documentary about him. I don't forget the name, but
the American the movie.
And it's very, very clear that they're all missing him and loving him.
Yeah. It was quite inspiring. Do you know a guy called what was Tom Rhodes?
No.
He also met Bill Hicks, and he's also another comedian. And I agree with you. I'm completely in awe of them.
Yeah.
But obsessed with the musicians, really.
Right.
Because you guys create magic.
Well, so do comedians. I mean, so do all artists.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of the things I remember when times are tough for musicians, and times are tough for musicians right now. But I mean, times have generally been tough for musicians. It's only been like 30 or 40 years that musicians expected that they might get paid. Before then, it was basically about singing for your supper, and maybe you got some noble who'd pay for you to come round. But I mean, I think about other artists who equally put in lots and lots of effort and create magic. Artists. Downstairs from me is a poet, a really famous poet, whose name I've forgotten now. It's not great, is it? But he's a lovely guy, Lee. I've forgotten what his surname is, but he's loved from around the world.
Yeah.
And he gets his letterbox is just packed, and he's a really gentle, lovely guy. But I think, how difficult is it to be a poet?
Yeah.
Amazingly difficult job. And there are many, many people who create magic, but we all have our thing, and I love music. And
do you for you going back to the Miserable Rich before we wrap this up?
Okay.
Yeah. Do you have sort of like an idea of what you want the Miserable Rich to do?
I've always had an idea of. I mean, it's always been because I take that role as the father of the band. That we finish something and we have to be doing something else. So if we come off tour, it has to be something planned. Otherwise, nothing's happening. But to be honest, we need a bit. We've been needing a bit of a rest after the last year and a half of slogging this album, and it's not easy to arrange going to the National Trust and recording with them. It's and then touring, and and the money and sacrifices that are involved. So we're going to take a bit of a break over. We've got a big London show at King's Place in September. We've got a big Brighton show, which is where we're mainly based, in November. We've got a few more festivals over the summer, and we've got a little hotel in the New Forest who's putting us up and treating us, and it's a free show.
When's that?
I don't know the date, but I know the hotel's called The Pig, and it's called Smoked and Uncut, and it's free, but they're paying us. Yeah. And then next year we've recorded a live album. Most people prefer us live. I mean, I feel mixed feelings about that because we put so much effort into the recordings, and I'm very proud of the recordings. But people really love us live because, I guess we we can do that. So we've recorded a live album in Frankfurt, great audience who, like, we came off the stage and played in the audience at the end, and they all sang along with us in harmony. German efficiency.
They've been learning from you, that's why.
I don't know. I think they deserve the credit. So we're going to put that out sometime next year. We'll probably tour a bit of that. But I think there'll probably be 1 or 2 side projects. We've done a short film with Martin Freeman from The Office that's won some awards. It won the 48-hour film project and then went to LA and won the international one. Then went to Cannes. And they're holding that back because they want to put it online when The Hobbit comes out, for obvious reasons. We're going to do another short film with the people who made that about some Elvis impersonators. And we'll probably take a little bit of a breather before we release a new album. But we've got plenty of material out there. We've got lots of videos on YouTube. There's the song you particularly like. Somebody made a video using the metaphor of dance to riot. So they took a load of footage from YouTube of the riots around the world last year, all for different reasons, and asked the people, can we use it? And they put a collage video together. It's enormously moving. So we'll carry on doing stuff like that. I think I'd like to do a little side project, maybe without the strings, maybe a little bit more oomph to it. But we'll see how it goes. I mean, one thing is we probably won't rest for long, because it's what we do.
Well, thank you very much.
Well, thank you.